The first question is politics just about money, power, glamour?
Shailenji, namaskar. And see, getting into politics, somebody might see it as glamour, somebody might see it as power. Yes, all these are part of politics, nobody can deny it. But then the politics of today has changed. It is no more the day when people used to vote and blindly vote. Every voter is now aware of what's going on in the country, what's going around at a global scale. So every voter today thinks before he votes. He also will see a candidate's background, what kind of a person he is, his character determines his result in the election. It's just not that you come into the election, spend money. You might become a MLA or MP once, but you will not sustain. During my recent visit to Honorable Prime Minister's residence, he said today's voter is not just voting blindly. He is also looking at your social background, social service background, and if you are in social service, that is going to help you in your political career.
So what are the pros and cons of being a politician?
Yeah, as I told you, you will hardly have private life, family life. You'll have to sacrifice it. Today my kids see me once in a fortnight. Before I joined active politics, they used to see me every day. They used to spend hours together every day. Especially in Bharatiya Janata Party, which I am proud of, a very disciplined party. You have to be among the people. You have to take up party jobs. You have to keep working hard. There is no honeymoon after election. You win the election today and tomorrow you are hands on desk. So definitely you lose out on, my business is affected today, my family life is affected today, my private life is affected today. A lot of sacrifice also is there, which is not seen. Do you have a passion for the party, for the leader, for the nation? If you have, then you are enjoying this. If just coming for the sake of glamour, then I am sure you will not last long here.
How important are people skills in politics?
You cannot stay away from people being in politics. Especially parties like Bharatiya Janata Party, you are supposed to be with the people, among the people. If you have to enjoy that. If you are not, then you are not meant to play this game.
So if I want to come into politics, how do I choose a political party?
Ideology of a party. Ideology of a party, and if your ideology matches, then you can choose the party. If it doesn't match, then you won't enjoy the game for long. Then your party is on a different tangent, you are on a different track, so you won't enjoy that. So you either choose the right party which is more or less on the same frequency, or else you want to be an independent. It's a very difficult task because parties have their chunk of vote. There are people who follow the party's ideology, who will vote for that party.
So how does one get a ticket to contest elections?
So it depends in which party you are. In my party, go to the field, be with the people, do your groundwork well, become popular among masses, then party will send ticket to your house. If you are in a different party, I won't take the name, no matter how much of hard work you have done on the ground, before elections you will have to come here and do your lobbying. So the party I was, ticket came to me. They have recognized the work. I was working on the field. They thought I am the right candidate, and without any lobbying I got my ticket. So it depends in which party you are, and if you have your own party, then it's it.
What if I don't get a ticket? Should I change the party or stick around?
And then few people might call you an opportunist. Just keep working for the party, if not today. So patience is a big weapon in politics.
Is it good to start from ground up and learn your way up?
Always better. You either learn swimming and jump, or you just jump and you have to swim. There are today in the cabinet who have started their career as a corporator or as a sarpanch. There are people like me who just joined, this is my first political party, a membership in first political party, and today I am an MP within 2 years.
How have the elections changed over the years?
So being from a political family and being a son of a person who has handled up a big party during elections, it helped me. So I have seen over a period of time how politics changed. So today, what my father contested when his first election he contested, and today when I contested first election, there is no comparison. He needed cadre, more cadre. Not that I don't need cadre, but the definition of cadre has changed. Any person with a smartphone in his hand can be your cadre. Those days it would have been मंडल को 2 लोग रहना, 4 लोग रहना, एक वार्ड में एक आदमी तो रहना, वो बैनर बांधना है, वॉल पोस्टर लगाना है, घर घर फिरना है, पैम्पलेट्स बांटना है, टीका लगा के घूमना है, वोट पूछना है. So a lot of physical activity was required. You would have needed more cadre. But now, when I joined, I did a survey. Most remotest of the village also, 70% of the voters there, they had at least SMS was reaching them. 50% WhatsApp was reaching them. So it's a most technology-driven elections now what we fight. And next time I am sure in 2024, it will be 100% technology.
So how do I develop a winning campaign strategy?
It all depends how much time you have. If you have ample time, then you can plan it accordingly. If you have very less time, then you'll have to depend completely on the party's image or your leader's image. If there is a wave, that will help you win. There are many people who have won with the wave. Just came in last minute, got a ticket, and they become MLAs or MPs or whatever. So luck also has its role to play. I'll give what I did. So for me, sugarcane farmer was an issue. Sugarcane crop used to be one of the prominent crops in that region. Now it disappeared. So I had to fight for them, fight for those farmers. I did a Padyatra about 170 kilometers in 9 days, and that too in summer, in mid-March. So people, that showed my commitment. People thought this fellow is a committed person. So if you have the time and if you do all these things, it will definitely end up building your image, personal image. That also helps.
So how important is money when it comes to politics and elections?
Money, the way it's projected, I don't think so. So money doesn't really matter to the voter. It doesn't matter. You can create a hype. But as I told you, today's voter is very smart. My personal election is an example. Yes, I did. Before the notification during previous 18 months, there are too many programs which I have done for the party, for the people around, for some particular issue, for some farming, agriculture issue, or some women issue, youth issues. We have done a lot of things. So we do need money, it's not that. But then when it comes to election, I don't think money really affects a voter. Bare minimum is required. Your party supports you. Your party supports you. So I cannot give you a number, but then aap call center chala rahe. You'll have 30 people, 40 people for a couple of months. For me, collecting the data helped this run effectively. So it all depends how much of time you have to fight. It all depends, but money, huge money, spending huge money. I hear about people distributing money per vote. I don't think those all really matter. So those reserves, if you have the reserves with you, is well and good. But reserves, financial reserves, is not the only thing which is required. So today you must have seen many member of parliaments who've come from very poor background. There are a couple of them in cabinet also. I don't want to name them, but so it is not the only thing. It might be one of the things.
So how do I plan my election expenses?
Plan wisely is the answer.
Yeah, but that wisely part I want to ask you. How much should you
So it all depends how wise you are, how well planned you are, how well you are connected to the people. What does a voter like to receive a 1,000 rupee note, or does he like to see the programs which you have done in the past, look at the commitment, all that matters, and the way you spend it. So you are spending certain amount, you spend it in a planned way, in a wise way, and last 72 hours, 96 hours, when the voter really, I don't say all the voters make up their mind in last 96 hours, but about 10 to 15% do. They are neutral voters. So finally, who is getting the ticket, who is having a better prime ministerial candidate or a chief ministerial candidate, who can emerge more, who can work more for the people of that region. All these, that 15% vote is what decides whether we win or lose. So those people, I don't think they are really bothered about money. Yes, to attract neutral vote, you'll have to be very communicative. And last 1 week or 4 days or 5 days is actual time for you. But then you'll have to be around 35% to 40%. You already should have that amount of vote with you. And then to win, you'll have to cross 45, at least 45.
So as a first-time candidate, how does one deal with more powerful, well-established opponents?
Sir, आप ज़्यादा सोचिए मत opponent के बारे में. आप क्या करना चाह रहे हैं? आप वो बताइए. आपका determination, आपका dedication, आपका hard work, आप convince करिए उनको. मैं इनसे बेहतर कर सकता हूँ. आप उनको देख के पहले ही डर गए. It's like a batsman walking in with lot of fear in his heart. He'll definitely make a zero. And to make a zero,
is it easier for people with their own business to be in politics and, if need be, exit it?
Obviously, there's an established business. And even if you are an MLA or MP, you can spend couple of hours to look after your business. You stay in touch, not that you're completely disconnected. So obviously, business is much easier, but to get employment, definitely difficult. Obviously, they'll think twice before hiring a former MP or MLA. फिर आगे ये क्या राजनीति करेगा कंपनी में?
What would you like to say to young people who want to join politics?
Yes, that I would certainly request, or I wish a lot of youth joins politics today. Things have changed, the pace has changed. It's more technology-driven world today, and always there are seniors to guide you. There are always in any party there are seniors, but then the amount of work a youngster can put in, and definitely seniors cannot do that. So it should always be a mix. I would say 20-80 mix, 70 to 80% of youth, 20 to 30% of seniors to guide. That's a good combination to have in any political establishment.
Should politics and elections be part of the school curriculum?
That is very good for future Indian politics. If you have a curriculum, and if you really, like, somebody wants, if you ask my son, what do you want to become? He might say a doctor. If there is a proper subject, proper curriculum, he might say, I want to become a politician. It's good from his childhood. He has a great foundation to serve in politics. Nothing wrong. I think it's good. It's a good idea.
How does the public perception of politics and politicians impact the democracy in this country?
The perception towards a politician in India is very wrong. Like, though I was a decently successful entrepreneur, I was denied a credit card by a bank because I was a politician's son. ये जो चीज़ है, ये जो गैप है आज के सोसाइटी में और पॉलिटिशियन में, पॉलिटिशियन बैकग्राउंड से आए तो दूर रखते हैं. ये गैप प्लग होना चाहिए. और जो आप बोले, जो करिकुलम अगर अपन स्टार्ट किए बचपन से बच्चों के लिए, शायद ये बच्चा बोलेगा कि 4 बच्चे डॉक्टर बोलेंगे, इंजीनियर बोलेंगे, पायलट बोलेंगे, थोड़े बच्चे पॉलिटिशियन भी बोलेंगे. So that perception has to change. It will do good to the nation. Definitely, it's a good idea what you have suggested.